For more on the Knicks, we are now joined by John Jastremski and John Harper. JJ, let's start with you because you and the rest of the world gave the Knicks zero chance in this series, and down 20 midway through the third. You looked absolutely right. How shocked were you while you were witnessing that comeback in Game 1?
Beyond shocked, Eamon, because of the narrative that you know between the Knicks and the Celtics in the regular season and really over the last 2 years. And the Celtics couldn't buy a three, yet they had a 20-point third-quarter lead, and all of a sudden the game turned on a dime. OG Anunoby was instrumental in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, it was Jalen Brunson bringing you home. But for the Knicks to overcome the 20-point deficit and to survive the end of regulation, how many times do you see an underdog miss the layup or miss the shot late and then go and lose in overtime? This Knicks team showed a lot of courage. They showed a lot of toughness. And I got to give Bridges credit. I've been killing him all year, and I've killed him throughout this postseason. I thought his defense as far as guarding the three was exquisite. Now, long way to go before we're picking the Knicks to go and win this thing. But you want to talk about changing a narrative. That's what they did with a 20-plus point comeback and surviving in overtime.
All right, more on that in just a second. But, Harp, in the regular season, the Celtics shot 45% behind the arc against the Knicks. Monday, they missed 45 threes. How were the Knicks able to put the screws on Boston defensively?
I think they turned up the heat a little bit, and then the Celtics started squeezing that ball a little tighter when all of a sudden the lead starts shrinking. We've seen that happen a million times. I mean, no, come on, 63s? Are you kidding me? I know that's their game, but at some point there has to be a little bit of a plan B. You got to attack the rim if the shots aren't falling. You know, late in the game there, Tatum had a chance. Robinson switched off on him on a pick and roll. He had a chance to take it to the hoop and get the winning basket. He settles for a 25-foot three, or maybe it was longer, deeper than that, with Robinson in his face. I mean, you got to make better decisions if you're the Celtics. But look, the Knicks did absolutely turn up the heat. I mean, that's been an issue for the Knicks all year, is not defending the three. They did a much better job defending the three. If they can do that the entire series, it kind of changes the complexion of the series.
All right, JJ, you've already mentioned this word a couple of times, but how has the narrative for this series changed after Game 1?
Knicks have a pulse. They didn't have a pulse in a whole lot of these regular season games. Now, before anybody's planning a trip to the Eastern Conference Finals, let's not forget the Celtics lost one of the first two games against Miami in the first round last year, 1-5. Cleveland, the exact same scenario played out. Here's the difference with the Celtic team, though. There's some injuries, whether it's Jaylen Brown, who's got absolutely no hops. What kind of factor is he going to be moving forward? Drew Holiday has the nagging hamstring and the mysterious illness from Kristaps Porzingis, who had to go and leave this game. Look, Harp, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I thought the Celtics would win in 5. After what I saw in this game, though, reasons for hope, reasons for optimism, at least to have a lengthy series.
I know you're just dying to pick the Knicks now, JJ. Go ahead.
No, I'll pass.
But listen. I think it was so important for the Knicks just to prove they could play with the Celtics. Never mind win a game after everything that's gone on this year. You know, we know all about they haven't been able to play against the top teams. But the way they fought back, I mean, that's one of the gustiest wins I've ever seen in the postseason by anybody. And so they got to gain huge confidence with that. And they got to figure if they can continue to play tough defense. I mean, maybe the Celtics, I mean, look, you can't just continue to figure you're going to make threes all the time, especially when you do have tougher playoff defense. So I think the door is open now. It was crucial to get Game 1. The door is open for the Knicks to really make this a series.
Far from over, but an incredible win for the Knicks as they rallied down 20. And we're going to have more on the Knicks' victory in Boston later on in the show.
For most of this season, you probably associated Mikal Bridges most closely with 5 first-round picks because that's what the Knicks sent to Brooklyn to acquire him in a trade. But maybe more recently, you're associating Bridges with something else, which is key playoff performances. He was a big part of the Knicks coming back from 20 down here in Boston to stun the Celtics in Game 1. Let's start with tie game at 100 in overtime. He makes a big steal, saves the ball going out of bounds to Josh Hart. Hart finds OG Anunoby for that N1 dunk. Bridges then hitting a 3. And then Boston's final possession, he just outmuscles Jaylen Brown, steals the ball, and ends up throwing it in the air as time expires, and the Knicks walk off the floor with a win. Just a big performance from Bridges, one that's not going to show up on the stat sheet. He was 2 of 12 at the time that he hit that three-pointer late in overtime, but his teammates certainly felt that effect all night. Josh Hart saying afterward that Bridges is a guy who's taken a lot of criticism, and he doesn't let it affect him. He's a big part of what this Knicks team has done, and certainly that's true of Game 1, and it's also true of that Game 6 clincher against Detroit when he had 25 points, 11 of 16 shooting. So Bridges putting his stamp all over these Knicks wins recently. And let's see where the series goes here as the Knicks and Celtics come back to Boston for Game 2 on Wednesday.